Hey everyone, this is Tim Winters with UnionCounty Football, and joining me today is rising senior wide receiver defensive back Jordan Black of the Monroe Redhawks. Jordan, thanks so much for joining me and welcome to UnionCounty Football.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Well, it's great. We met up about a week ago at a workout that you had, and looks like I caught you at another workout. Just talk a little bit about, before we get into the football swing of things, let's talk about the closing of the schools, which was announced just last week, and how much impact will that closing have on you in terms of your school and football before the traditional end of the school year?
Well, it's pretty tough, I guess you could say. I mean, I work a lot. I mean, I got an actual job. I work at Food Line. I do 40 hours a week, and I do like schoolwork, and then like I try to fit football in at the same time. So it's like pretty busy.
It's crazy. So
Yeah.
you're out there working today. You know, when it was initially announced back on March 14th and school closed down, how soon after that did Coach Sal and the coaching staff reach out to you and to all the guys in terms of a workout plan?
As soon as possible. I mean, he reached out to me like I think on that day or the next day, was one of them two.
Gotcha. So he had pretty much implemented something for you all to follow, and how often do they check in with you guys?
They check in pretty often. Our wide receiver coach, he checks in us like almost every other day, I guess you could say. And then our head coach, he checks in like every week or every other week as soon as he can.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So let's get into the football thing now a little bit more. You're going into your senior season, but let's step back a little bit on your junior year. You had your wide receiver, as I mentioned earlier, and defensive back. You play alongside two of the most dynamic players in the county and in the area, and they're both wide receivers and DBs as well, Shalik Knotts and Salen Streeter. Talk about your performance on both sides of the ball last year in your junior year.
I felt like I could have done better, I guess you can say. I mean, I guess I didn't get the ball as much as I wanted to. But, I mean, as you can see, I mean, you know why.
There's a good reason, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty good reason. But I feel like it's gonna be a lot changing this year. And I feel like I'm going to get the ball in my hands a lot more.
Yes, so Salen moves on. He's graduating. You'll have Shalik there. But just talk about those two players in particular and the impact that they've had on you, any advice that they give you in terms of playing on both sides of the ball. Just talk about those two players.
Well, I see Salen's like pretty cocky. And he's like a big playmaker. And like Punch, he's like you gotta be the big guy. You gotta go up there and get the ball and be the man on the field. And like on defense, it's just like whatever's thrown up, you gotta go get it. It's yours. So like that's what I got from them most of all.
So when we did meet up last week and you're out there again today, describe a little bit about that routine and the workout plan. Is it essentially the same every day, or do you try to mix a few things in to just change of pace for you?
I change like here and there. I mean, sometimes I'll work footwork like real heavy. Like today, I did footwork real heavy today. But like I do like I throw the ball like I could say 3 times a week, I guess you could say, and then I do like 2 days heavy footwork. So it's like here and there.
Now, one thing that did not get unnoticed by me last week was that anytime that you tripped up or made a mistake, you were holding yourself pretty much accountable by dropping down, and there were 10 push-ups. Is that something that you've learned from Coach Sal and the Monroe way of playing football? Is that something that's always been a part of you?
I mean, it's always been a part of me. I mean, it's like if you mess up, you got to pay the cost. So it's like when I mess up, like around now when I'm by myself, I do like 10 push-ups. So like every time I mess up, I do 10. So like say if I mess up twice, I do 20. So stuff like that. So like
that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So what areas of your game right now that you're focusing in on that you have all this, well, you don't have that much time because you are working and you have all
Yeah.
the stuff going on, but what are you focusing in on to improve your game going into your senior year?
I'm working on my footwork a lot more, my agility and my acceleration.
And has it been difficult to motivate yourself during this time period since you're not with all of your teammates after school practicing? Is it tough to motivate yourself day in and day out?
I mean, yeah, it's pretty tough, but I mean, like, you just got to keep pushing. So, like, I mean, whenever like I have downtime, I try to watch like some of my favorite people. Like, I watch Tyreek Hill, Rondell Moore, and sometimes I'll watch Jerry Judy for his route running and stuff like that. So, like, yeah,
Yeah, those are pretty good football role models right
yeah.
there. So speaking of downtime, what are you doing when you do have that limited amount of downtime just to take your mind away from everything? Is that what you're doing exclusively, looking at YouTube videos of football players, or you got anything else
Yeah,
going on?
I'm either looking at YouTube videos or playing Madden. That's all I do.
Gotcha. And how's your game on Madden?
Oh, I'm pretty good, pretty solid.
Okay. And one last one. What are you most looking forward to going into your senior year? At least what can Monroe Redhawk fans really expect when they see you out there in uniform on a Friday night?
You can expect a big playmaker coming out of me, showing I've really been slept on, and I'm showing I'm waking everybody up this year.
It all sounds good. Well, Jordan, I really appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me this evening, and
Thanks
I'm
for
really
having me.
looking forward to getting back, seeing you and all your teammates this summer as you prepare for the 2020 campaign.
Yes, sir.
Thanks so
Thank
much, Jordan.
thank you.
All right.